How oil spills and oil drilling affect the animals.
There have been at least 44 oil spills of more than 10,000 barrels in U.S. waters. Oil spills are often caused by people being careless or equipment breaking down. The most visual change caused by oil spills is black tar forming along the beach, making it unusable. Many animals can get stuck in it with no way out. After the spill happens, the oil spreads out and floats, becoming a sheet of oil on top of the water. This sheet causes a lot of damage. It sticks to everything it can touch, including animals. When a seagull lands in the oil sheet, it'll stick to the bird. The oil might poison the bird, but it will also make it too heavy to fly. This puts it in danger considering that flying away is the bird's only defense. It also takes a really long time to remove the oil. Most birds that try to remove it die of dehydration. Oil also ruins the insulation of feathers and fur. This can happen to any animal, whether it lives underwater or on the beach. The sheet of oil will also block sunlight from whatever is underneath it. This kills off many plankton, which affects the food chain. It can kill off animals like clams that feed off them. When a fish gets contaminated by oil, it can damage anything that eats it, including humans. Although the oil starts on the surface, it eventually falls underneath the water. Here it makes a coat on whatever is underneath it. This can ruin habitats. Some oil spills evaporate before they can do too much damage. Although if the oil is too thick, this won't happen. One way we could remove it is to slowly scoop it off the surface using boats and other devices. A more controversial way is to burn the oil while it is floating. While doing this, they drop chemicals around it to stop it from spreading. Oil spills can be just as bad on land as they are in water. When an oil spill happens on land, it becomes really hard for the plants to grow in that area. The oil is like a barrier, making it hard for any water to reach underground. Along with that, there isn't much oxygen underneath it, making it hard for the plants to grow and survive. When the oil goes underground, it can reach underground waters and contaminate that as well. It can spread easily, reaching rivers and lakes or even our own water sources. Once this happens, it's very hard to stop it because it is underground and it's all soaked up. This can become very toxic for every living thing around it.
As we know, oil spills have a devastating effect on the environment, ruining habitats and killing the organisms that live there by sticking to them, destroying their food sources, and poisoning them. So why would we add to this by oil drilling? As the recent leak in the Gulf of Mexico demonstrated, deep-sea drilling has the potential of exploding, leaking, or spilling oil into the ocean. If animals ingest it, it can cause kidney, liver, and lung damage. In Alaska, drilling interferes with the area in which animals such as polar bears give birth, which could lead to a decrease in their already dwindling population. As we know, oil drilling greatly affects animals on the ocean floor, like fish and marine mammals, but drilling oil on land also clears out vegetation, which also has a greatly negative effect on the animals. Additionally, oil hurts the economy by harming the fishing industry as well as other trades that rely on the ocean. It is true that oil is a commodity in high demand, and most people would not argue about oil's importance, but oil drilling poses an unjustifiable risk to the bay, our coast, and the economy. Luckily, new advances such as satellites, global positioning systems, and systematic technology help researchers find oil reserves before drilling, leading to the drilling of fewer wells. We are on the right track, but not there yet. You can start to help by acknowledging the problem and trying to conserve your oil use. There is a debate regarding whether or not offshore drilling should be banned, and the answer is yes. The potential environmental risk is massive, and thus offshore drilling should not be allowed. Because it can have such an effect on the environment, both in the short and long term, offshore drilling could lead to the extinction of various species, and a ban would be a sure way to help preserve biodiversity.